Ba-ba-bum. Okay, so we're gonna go again. We've got the proper headphones on today. Obviously, I don't use these very often because normally I know you'll still be in. I've still got one run to get a world record in that one, Death Hound, and that is any percent full game. He says he's working. All right. I need to fix that one. I need to fix my shout out thing because I have my auto buttons here, which would be so easy to do. Very sleepy after a while, start rambling. No, that's fair, Quirky, that's fair. Glad you had a good stream anyway. Okay, so, Bright Lord. Here we go. Let's get it. Let's go. We're locking in. We're going to make so many mistakes now because we're actually sat down, and apparently doing it on a bike is more practical. if only.
Pudding!
Thank you for the shout out there.
There he is!
No, it's not. It's not me. It was never me. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, over we go.
I have a power greater than death. I will forge these Uruks into an army of my own.
There we go.
Dark Lord tortured and corrupted the elves. I will redeem them in flame. They will be mine.
That's a shame. Almost had that one.
Why is it the cook's been feeding us nothing but spider soup? I heard he was told to rashes to save me.
Alright. A bit of a shame that we didn't have an elf shot there. We got one back, but kind of sucks. But yeah, we're running through Shadow of Mordor. This is the Bright Lord DLC. We're enjoying this at the moment. I was speaking to Excel about this. We might actually end up parking Expedition 33 for a little bit. I feel like I've done it enough. I think I've done enough in it right now that I'm happy with it. The only thing that's bugging me, that's not bugging me, the only thing that's causing issues is the fact of I seem to have the expert thing, like, not memorized, but bloody close to it, that's for sure.
From the side!
Alright, that'll do. Yeah, so I more or less had the expert one kind of memorized, that it's kind of messing up the story one, which the story one's easy. Easier. Not easy, it's still, you know, still a game we have to run, you know, still. Oh, camera angles, bad. No worries, still no worries.
You elf monster!
Whatever, dominate, go. That was kind of bad. That was kind of bad. We did not get there. Alan, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, we're doing a... We might be doing a two-parter. So I'm going to stream in the morning and I might stream this evening. Who knows? You've just missed me doing a run whilst on the exercise bike and my legs are killing a little bit now. Because I thought the logic is if you go faster on the bike, you go faster in the game, but that logic was not applied. Alright, so we lost time there, which kind of sucks donkey bit, but it wasn't a very clean first mission. Now, would you think this is only day 4 of learning this? I stand by. I learn pretty bloody quick.
Your spirit will never see the halls of Mandos.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you two to do it. Thank you for the shout out for Alan there. Thank you, Quirky. Thank you. Or is that Deathhound? Was it an Irish shout out? I feel like it was Quirky.
My family, and I will let you serve me, bringer of gifts.
I don't want to serve you. Okay, we got nobody there to latch on to. Fantastic.
In armor, are tougher than men. What was that noise?
Let's not pick the flower this time. Was me. I'll have his it's me in my head now.
To me what is mine, betrayer.
Alright,
I taught you everything.
we go here first.
Nothing. The ring will never serve you.
Over here. Roll back.
You resist. Your
Roll.
family
Go up.
Silence, deceiver. I forged the rings. I perfected the one. You will bow before me.
Over here. I don't know. Simon would have to fight it for that. That's Simon's song. We're gonna ignore the one over there and we're gonna head over here, I think.
Whatever killed him, I just hope it stays away.
Alright, let's go up here. This might be the long way of doing it, but can we
It reeks some info round here.
come on, just pick up the elf shot that was full.
Wanna sharpen your hunting?
Do you hear that?
I will catch up in chat in a second. Bear with.
Killer's fled by now.
And then if we do this, turn around. Turn around.
Bloody training. Screw training. It's time we kill something.
Go. Asshole.
Alright. Lollygagging.
Drop.
Killer's long gone.
Mother chucker. But probably my next set I'm supposed to be seamless coat with XL. Oh, nice, nice.
We've got to get more stuff. I smell it.
Okay, this is a bit of a bad angle.
You already tried that.
Let all see my power grow. The shadow shall burn.
Okay. Not as good as last time. Not as good as last time, but it's fine. I think we lost most of the time from the first mission, if anything.
You cannot hope to stand against me. There is no victory for you here.
We'll be fine. What are you talking about, dickhead?
You know who I am, Sauron. Do you not even dare say my name? You put too much of yourself
Daddy.
into the one. You are right to fear me.
Back into playing Valorant again.
This
Alan, mate, we're gonna have to find what you want to play.
army shall
You're giving me whiplash. You play more games than I do recently.
I don't like the sound of did he just appear? Kill the turncoat!
Did not mean to do that shot. Except E33, yes, except that one. No, we don't want to. Okay, okay. Move. Can you all just chill out? We're trying to shoot me so much.
Like the signal.
All right, all right. We got 34. We've got 2 minutes to go.
What kind of sorcery is this? Stop!
41, 9 more to go. Let's get an archer. Archers are good. We like archers. Ah! We don't. Bad juju. Uh, 49. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, he's down here. Let's fucking go.
It is good of you to call our weak. Now our strong.
All right, I'm feeling the hype this morning. All right, I feel good. No, no, wrong one, dickhead.
You won't break my
All right.
Haha! Strong.
Victory, Gordo.
Finish me, evil one.
I did get to do Flash Brand, which would have been quicker, but I don't give a fuck about you.
You cannot resist my power, Silverhand.
Oh, I can, Big Daddy.
Feel your rage, your hate, your pride, your flames feed. Nothing
Right.
but evil.
You know nothing of true power, Sauron. The light will always prevail. All who resist will be burnt by it.
All right, Caragor. Give me a Caragor. No Caragor. Hello, sadness, my old friend. Caragor. Let's get ready to rumble.
You are vain, usurper.
Oh, I'll put some requests on for you all as well. Go ahead. Enjoy yourselves.
Of your wife,
Run over this way. Don't faff around.
they may return to the western shore as we stay here together.
You are the master of lies. You think I am fool enough to believe they still live? After what you did to Aurelion? You will be banished to oblivion, while their spirits walk the western shore. All together!
Sweet. Oh, mate. Give me an elf shot. Thank you.
It was like he just appeared.
What it feels like. Okay. Let's go up here.
Killer left ages ago. No use looking now. Ready to die?
Sweep the leg. Let's get this chunky mofo up there. Up goes the weasel.
He just appeared. He betrayed us.
Which side, which side, which side? Ooh la la. This is very good.
I'll have your head.
I think not!
Yeah, buddy. feels like good.
Mine. Behold my monuments of light. My power and grace will wash over this land.
Your family will die. You will know nothing but hatred.
Well, that sounds like an absolute treat. Appreciate that.
In despair, you will know.
Right. So what we want to do here is we want to hop down onto this bridge.
I will know glory. I will know revenge. And you will know.
And then we're going to go here.
by my hand.
When it feels like good. I'm running up that hill. Are you absolutely having a bubble?
Lads, whenever I found a juicy kill, they'll come.
Whatever, you bitch.
Rip you apart.
Get out of my way, asshat. Don't get caught on bloody things. Do 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 do. Kate Bush. I'm gonna run up that hill. If you want to skip to it, just press exclamation mark skip in the chat, and it'll skip to your track. Well, it'll skip to the next song, which will be your track. You know what?
You will never leave this land. I will bind your soul to Mordor.
Well,
Find no release, no peace, no victory. You will never see your family again.
well, that doesn't sound very nice.
Your threats will turn to dust as I take everything from you. Your ring, your armies, your power, all mine!
Oh, you asshat. All right.
We've got a killer lurking around. Almost to it.
Oh, okay. Didn't really want to do that, but alright, let's go, folks. I want more vibe checks in the sound. Alright. This is your radio station. Welcome to Radio Gordo, where we play all the tunes that you bloody well asked for. So if you didn't like them, well, show 'em bloody well, innit? Alright. This is better. This is better. Look at this gangster walking in like he owns the place. It's got pink eye. Get out of the way.
Try that. Waste that time. How can they fight like that?
But you get for having pink eye.
I am Lord here.
Thank you, Quirky. The tune was needed.
In my name, all here Celebrimbo and know their true master.
Alright, let's change that tune up now.
And mount it for all Mordor to see. Your skin will fly in the wind as a flag to your failure.
Okay, we're changing the vibe even more. The great thing is when somebody watches my runs, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's just bobbing to nothing.
My followers, none but mine.
And I'm okay with that.
Be imprisoned.
Fair game.
Kill him! Take his limbs!
Alright. Let's try and get this one done.
Back to work. Nobody liked him anyway.
Let's see how these fools like it.
I know, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Better get the lads over here. Out of the shadows. Raise that beacon.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on!
I won't be captured again! I'd sooner die for the bright lord!
I've seen him. Get him.
Alright, cover me, you pair. Body block for days. Me and Sancho nearly finished Split Fiction. One more session will be done. Nice, nice, nice. The main thing is, are you enjoying it? Also, I want to find out how many people have actually got Split Fiction. So good. I know you own it. Right, he may be stunned. If let's do that. I think Simon owns it. I own it. So the reason I'm asking Ellen is I want to organise a Split Fiction race. Obviously, only one person needs to own it, so we can just pair somebody up who doesn't own it with somebody who does own it, and yeah, we can have some laughs. What do we think? It's a great co-op. It Takes Two doesn't come close to it. It really doesn't. You need to fuck off. You, mate. Not you. Alan, you stay. This fucking cock stained. Ah, there's two captains. Are you serious?
As weak as any other pigskin. Let's find out.
Come on, 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 come on! This. Stop shooting me with shit! Alright, I'm gonna have to do this, I think. No, I'm not. Oh, for fuck's sake! How many captains do we want to bloody see? Gotta love RNG.
I don't really care what killed him. It's not my problem.
I mean, it kind of sucks we have no rings thing, so we're gonna have to deal with this in a different manner. Well, Quirky joined for the Borderlands. She's also joining for Gears. Alan, are you getting involved in Gears? You must have Gears of War Reloaded, right?
There is no room for weakness in Mordor. We will eradicate them.
Ah!
Gotcha!
Bollocks. Bollocks! Bollocks! Mother chucker! How dare he? How dare he fuck with my day?
Increase my standing.
That was such a sad time. Okay, if we have to go through all 5 of those again, this run is cooked.
It is your bane.
And it's fine.
You are doomed to unlife until it is unmade in the fires of Mount Doom.
Oh no, no, don't. We're losing time, but it's fine. We can make this work. Sod it, just to finish this run out.
Die all the time.
Like I said, we're losing time, but could be worse. He says. He says unable to get up there with... Why you do this to me, game?
Kill the betrayers.
Alright, I need... Not that. I don't need that.
You!
I don't need you either. You can fuck off.
How could you leave me like that? I planned to be so close to you. Don't you move!
Alright.
She moved like that! Like that signal beacon! Like a beacon!
That won't work on me! You already tried once!
It's a bit of a shame, but we tried. We tried. Servitude changes become my new pain in the ass one. Can I make anything back on the next one?
Your victories are hollow. Every step you take brings you closer to
That's a shame and a half.
Speak from fear. Udun slips from your fingers so
Alright, over here we go.
easily. There is nothing I cannot take from you.
Do we have a Karagor anywhere? Karagor. Anybody got Karagor? Karagor? No. Feel like there's one up there, but we're kind of running past it now, so... Alright, we've got 2 things to kill in this part. Let's get this done, folks. Let's get this done. Who here is a fan of Terminator? I've asked it once. I've asked it twice. Anybody? No?
Force the light.
Do we like the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movies? Do we like the games?
Forsake Sauron. All will serve me.
What was that noise? Rush him!
Alright, sweet.
Whatever killed him, I just hope it stays away. Something just moved.
Alright, got that one. Go, go, go. No alarms. It's great. Okay, so I don't know if anyone's seen it. So there's a game that came out, Terminator 2D Fate. So it's like a retro Terminator game. We've recently got hold of that, so we're going to be playing some of that after this, and maybe doing some runs for it too. Wow, the vibe check in my head just gone completely. I went from Metallica to Harmonies in my head. Okay, okay, nice.
I'm done looking.
Alright, over there. Alright, well, we're gonna play some of that. We might play through the game first of all. We might just do a blind ass run. Who knows?
Directions are a joke. Face us in the open.
I dabbled on it a bit yesterday. That was about it. Back off, you.
Come here. Let us fight. Kill me if you must, but I will never serve filth like you.
Oh, you will call me daddy.
Followers will suffer. Gotta get the next one.
You are powerless to stop the darkness. You will become what you seek to destroy.
Power cannot lead only to darkness.
Alright. Let's go.
The light of Eregion will shine anew in the land of shadow.
We get it? Yeah, we did. Alright. Let's go and save our boys.
Look upon these war chiefs. They rose to greatness by serving the Dark Lord, but they betrayed us. Now,
The Dark Lord can suck these nuts.
like the true cowards they are.
Saruman needs to show his power by executing my war chiefs. I will not let this pass. I will humiliate all who defy me.
Archer up top. Yep. Get him, get him. Alright, let's go. You just made me lose my combo.
He was a worthless creature.
Come for me. Welcome in Excel. Welcome into the party. We are just in the middle of a run of Shadow of Mordor. We're all hyper this morning. We've done a bit of exercise. We've got some endorphins going. We tried to run on the exercise bike. It kind of flopped. Actually, no. We was actually on time for a sub-hour, but you know, neither here nor there. Thank you for the shout out. How did where did we get to? We didn't get to Rando. Did we get to Parasite Eve? I was lurking for the last parts of it. I know you did the New Game Plus run. Did you set a PB? I feel like you set a PB. Okay, that's not where we wanted to go, is it? Alright, turn around. Give me a better angle. What? No, no. Did we manage to get him? I think we managed to get him, yeah. They're hoping again. Plus run, it was only 10 seconds slower. Felt like 2 minutes. And try. I'm in love with it. Can't wait for the full game. Oh, is it good?
You stole from the Dark Lord.
It's a guy in a gimp mask. I'm not confused. Yes, I am. Okay, so we need to get our thing back up. We need to get our ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding back up. That's for sure. All right, let's do this. I need my rings thing built up. This is kind of sucky. Over. How much time are we losing here? We're losing way too much time.
I already stopped that! Can't stop us now!
Hemorrhaging time. Oh well. Win some, you lose some. Can you fuck off, you oversized ogre? Like, what's your issue?
Stay away, demon!
Got half on this game. Lumi, Lumi, Lumi! How we doing, sir? Ah, we lost so much time. I hope you're good. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that. You go get some rest, dude. You probably earned it. Maybe a little bit more partially. Are you serious? Me did not? Nah. Nah, fam. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I fucking did this dominating thing. We just like lost it all.
Will you give me the choice of death? Or will you corrupt me too?
We can't make enough time to get the sub hour in this one, but we can maybe PB. I don't know. We'll take it. We'll leave room for another one. Nice seeing you do both. You take it easy.
Enough. I will end you myself. Nothing.
All right. That is that, and that sucked.
Will prepare you for what comes next.
All right. I need some vibe checks. Music requests. Go, go, go. Radio Gordo's at your disposal.
Be destroyed!
Do 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 do. All right. Let's get up here and over. No, we're on to the last mission now. Let's just see how we do with this one. You're watching and twerking? That's great. You twerk away. You do you, princess.
Come die, thief.
Mother chucker. The Shire is not the way in this fight.
This is sorcery!
Its power is beyond you.
We don't want to be that close. No, we don't. No, we don't. Definitely don't. Oh, this fight sucks. This fight sucks so far. All right, let's go and do this.
See what you are becoming.
First part done.
Arrogant fool. Do you really think you can defeat me so easily? What's
Why are you lying for, Quirky?
always been?
Like last video told me different. Why are you lying for?
The Dark Lord has purged us of these twisted lies! Destroy the elf!
Yeah. When he's stuck in traffic? Oh, okay, we're blaming Vinny now. I see how it is. Poor Vinny's not here to defend himself.
I see it!
Kind of wanted to. Okay. Well, elf shot's full now. Thank you for the shoes. Okay. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh, come on. Okay. Mother chucker! Oh, we got lucky there. We got lucky. We got so lucky. Move, bitch! Get out of the way! Get out! I need this guy dead.
Keep your blades upward!
Roll, roll, roll. Okay, now I need to get some more ring sting going.
Cut him down!
Just out of reach. Just out of reach. Unfortunate. We were close. We've got the thing because we need to do two ring stings, that stuff. Because I need to do it twice, then move away, and go from there with it. Okay.
Redeem yourself. You have lost who you were. The one.
Days. Okay, we can't afford to miss any of these.
We are bound together, Celebrimbor.
All right. It is in fact another PB. We were so close that sub hour if we didn't get cooked. Eli's is having a great time at preschool today. So I am a happy dad. Oh, do you know what they say? The exercise and endorphins are always nice for you. I do feel pretty positive today. But that in itself, folks, is the Shadow of Mordor Bright Lord DLC run. We had PB from 1 hour 4 to where we're at now. What we're going to do is take a little break. I'm going to let it coffee. And I'm going to just go and check on some of the stuff I need to do. And then we'll be back